Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's a really beautiful day here in Sweden, so I was thinking of sitting outside and filming something new for you. This video is aimed at my American followers. Thank you very much for watching, but I think anyone else watching my videos will enjoy this video too. Let's jump right in. Many of the problems we see in the USA today stem from a rootless society, a culture that no longer grows from the soil of a shared history, but is instead patched together from many different and often conflicting pieces. Music, food, and entertainment are now made with the intention of appealing to everyone, which ironically means they appeal to no one. Or let me correct myself, they speak to no one. In trying to appease everyone, they lose depth, meaning, and soul. This is not only a criticism of mass diversity, but also a lament for the loss of continuity. A people that have forgotten where they come from cannot know who they are, and those without roots will grasp desperately for anything that makes them feel connected to something. Let's take a look at the culture that dominates much of modern American life. The top songs on the charts are rarely written by the performers. Often they are designed by committees, engineered for catchiness, but stripped of substance. The food is fast, over-processed, mass-produced, and far removed from the traditional recipes that once fed both the body and soul. Even the storytelling in films, books, and shows are largely commodified. There are exceptions, of course, but these are growing rare. We are witnessing a degeneration of culture and of identity. And identity is not something you can fabricate from scratch. It is inherited and then developed. It is built by those who came before you. Instead of living traditions, people are fed substitutes. Communities now gather around sports teams, celebrity worship, video games, and political ideologies. While this instinct to find community is deeply human and healthy in many ways, these forms of connection are shallow. They are temporary and often divisive. They do not offer the same kind of spiritual grounding or self-understanding that true cultural roots can provide. We see the effects of this rootlessness everywhere. One of the most striking manifestations is the rise in Christianity among younger people. One of my most recent videos goes into much more detail about this subject. The community around organized religions is one that rootless people crave. This, mixed with the fact that Christianity was so widespread during the making of America, is why Christianity has such a strong hold on modern US populations. To know who you are, you must know where you come from. This disconnection is particularly tragic when you consider the deep and rich traditions that many Americans hold within their blood. The United States is full of people descended from Irish, German, Scottish, Swedish, French, I could go on forever, countless other European peoples. Yet many have lost even the memory of these lineages. And yet, not all is lost. There are surviving fragments of these traditions among European-descended communities in the United States. Scandinavian American communities still celebrate Midsummer in Minnesota and the Pacific Northwest. German Americans have Oktoberfest. Irish Americans celebrate St. Patrick's Day and Samhain traditions, especially in Appalachia. French Cajun culture in Louisiana is still very much alive. Appalachian folk music is clearly stemming from British, Irish, and Scottish ballads. But for these traditions to survive, they must be remembered, practiced, and passed on. Now, more than ever, it's vital for Americans to find out who they really are. Not in terms of vague values or political ideals, but in a sense of something deeper, an ancestral sense. When you discover where you come from, you begin to see yourself differently. You are no longer so easily manipulated by trends and mass media. You stand in the world with roots deep in the earth. You may not live in your ancestral homeland, but your ancestral blood still flows within you. If you have the means, visit the places that your forefathers came from, but avoid the big cities. They have mostly been changed beyond recognition. Instead, go to the countryside, stay in the small villages, sit in the quiet ruins, and walk the footpaths that your ancestors once walked. Eat their food and listen to the birdsong your ancestors used to hear every morning. One affordable way to do this is through WOOF, Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. It's a global online network that connects you with organic farms in need of volunteers. You offer your help on the land, and in return you get food, accommodation, and most importantly, an immersion into real local life. This is not sponsored. I once did this myself and I cannot recommend it enough. I even plan to do it again this summer, maybe in Ireland or something. It brings you into direct contact with the soul of a country, and you only have to pay for the plane tickets. If you can't travel, begin where you are. Listen to the folk music of your ancestors, read their stories and learn their language. Try the recipes that your great-great-grandparents would have loved. This is the beginning of a sacred reconnection. Teach your children what you learn, give them what you never had. And don't do it alone, build communities, find other people of similar ancestry, whether German, Swedish, Russian, Irish or otherwise. Even a small seasonal gathering, a small meal, a folk dance could be the beginning of something great. When you look in the mirror, you're not looking at an American, you're looking at a European. In your roots, you will find meaning. You will find a sense of identity, purpose, and community. Live as if your ancestors are watching. Carry yourself with dignity even if surrounded by chaos. Act with courage, discipline, and integrity. This is the honor of a rooted man or woman. To reject the rootless consumer culture offered today is to love the past enough to carry it forward. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this spoke to some of you Americans, and I hope to see you again in my future videos.